The Prime Minister said something else today, Barnaby Joyce, that I found hard to believe. You know, Israel yesterday assassinated one of the world's worst terrorists, Ismail Haniyeh, the political head of the Hamas terrorist group that started this war with Israel by slaughtering 1,200 Israelis and taking about 250 hostages. Nearly half of them, by the way, is still held by Hamas, alive or dead. All he could do today was sound like he was worried that Israel just made things worse. Here he is.
We warned about the escalation, the potential that was there. We want to see a de-escalation. We want to see a ceasefire. We want to see the hostages released.
Your response, Barnaby Joyce?
Well, he wants an awful lot, doesn't he? So do we. But the problem we've got is a terrorist organisation started a war. They invaded into Israel. They murdered people. They raped people. They took hostages, and they haven't given the hostages back, and they haven't surrendered. So that's sort of the crux of the problem here. If you start wars and the disgusting, horrible things, what happens is one side wins or the other side wins, and that's unfortunately basically what's happening here. Now, nobody wants innocent people to die. But one of the people at the apex of starting this war was the person who was assassinated. Now, that's the ticket he bought, isn't it? He started a war, and all the consequences that have flowed from starting that war rest on the peoples who made the decision to start its shoulders. That is the only way. If they want to stop the war, you've got to surrender, hand back the hostages, and put on trial those who decided to start it. That's what is the other?
I find it incredible.
What else do they expect to happen?
I know. Just 9 months later, Hamas still hasn't released the hostages. What is like saying it again is going to make them? I mean, it's ridiculous. Barnaby, today, the Iranian embassy in Canberra was actually flying their flag half-mast in mourning for the death of this Hamas leader, Ismail Haniyeh, when Hamas is in this country officially prescribed as a terrorist group. How should the government respond? I mean, will it call in the Iranian ambassador and complain like it's dragged in the Israeli one?
I would say probably not. I mean, they're not really telling us anything that we didn't already know, that basically Iran has not only itself, and remember, Iran sent missiles into Israel, and the vast majority got blown out of the sky, thank goodness. This is the reality. They did that first. Then Israel retaliated. That's what happens in conflicts. You do something, someone retaliates. But now they have all their groups around, Hezbollah in the Bekaa Valley, obviously Hamas, Houthis. These all work in proxy. So basically Iran can say, well, it's nothing to do with us. Well, of course, it's everything to do with them because they finance them, they arm them, they have political control over them, as we can see. In fact, they're so enmeshed with them that if one of these satellite groups, which is part of the Iranian regime, is assassinated because they started a war, they put their flag at half-mast. Now, that should be a very sobering thought to Australia because, it's the way of the new world. You say, well, I play this silly little game where I don't do it, but the Houthis, the Hezbollah, Hamas do it. Oh, but it's nothing to do with me. Well, it obviously is. It's everything.
Well, look, you make a really good point there, Barnaby, but I think if an embassy in this country is flying at half-mast, their flag in honour of a terrorist leader of a terrorist group that is prescribed as a terrorist group in this country, at the very least, a protest should be lodged with that embassy, with that ambassador. They are encouraging people that could get us killed. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I don't know why the government is so weak on this.
And that's why, because they're weak. Because they're led by a weak man. Anthony Albanese is, as a Prime Minister, he's weak. He's also a sook, by the way, a big sook. Something goes wrong, he goes, oh, call mummy. That's how he works. Maybe not call mummy, but he runs off to the school.
Let's not get in more trouble this week, Barnaby. It's been a tough week. Let's not do that.
I know. I know, but
I hope you're recovered.
Great respect. I didn't mention your mother, but you know what I'm saying. Every time something goes slightly wrong for the Prime Minister, he's a sook, complete and utter sook.
Barnaby Joyce, it's always good to see you. You know, we don't mind. We just know lots of people want to take offence to whatever you say, but we love having you on. Barnaby Joyce, thanks for your time.
Offence hunting, yeah.
Good on you, mate.
See ya.